If you want to see how we are doing, install vinyl floor in reception desk, kitchen, and toilets. The problems we have encountered. Solution. What did we give? Don't miss the following video. We want to renovate the entrance of the house, the small bathroom and kitchen downstairs. So we only buy self-adhesive vinyl at the DIY center I am familiar with. There are several models.
And we bought this tone we like. In a different place, we bought one. Wall tiles for basin walls.
We released a really cool video.
What do I suggest you do?
You see, because I explain in it
the comprehensive renovation of the basin we did.
To this end, I left a link at the end of the video.
Back to our video, so that the door won't rub. With the new ground.
Do we measure the height of the llama? We decided to cut them. What we did with the excavator. Then we smoothed it.
Strip sander.
After cutting, we paint them. The white, if you want to see them. How did we do it? Video? Use a gun without a compressor.
At the end, I also left links and descriptions from the video.
We also decided to cut off the lid to get the vinyl llama in. It will be better after installation. Eyes only the lid, nothing to touch, Mark. It's time to start laying the floor. We first introduce these works.
See how to place them.
Good along the OA width. It makes us more convinced of this.
The corridor, just along. Then start pasting them.
Suspicion attacked us. I'm reading the manufacturer's instructions. We are not very clear about how to do this.
So I don't think so. We decided to inform each other
On YouTube. In most of the videos, they explain that you have to find the center of the room where you're going to put them and then start there. But in our example, we can use the corridor wall as the main guide because it is very straight and this corner matches the width of the debris. So go on. The first thing we do.
Is the vacuum cleaner well thought out?
Now it. Bring a broom cup. It is made of superfine fibers and clean alcohol.
The laying will be flush with the walls without leaving any gaps. You can choose to have Zeocalo on the floor, but this applies to rooms without Zeocalo. In our case, we don't want to delete the one we already have. Our idea is not to do any work. So what did we do? I drew it. It looks good.
What will it be like in the future?
After placing the first one, fragments. The next one will be killed together. What does the other half mean? So as not to have to measure every time. I did, and I had to put a piece in the middle. A template is just a piece cut in half. To be precise, it is a guide. Here, we see how we place and use rags to balance the pressure.
In this piece, everything is fine.
Let's see how they are placed. We see how it is placed, the end of the corridor, because the floor ends here. Then we will see the completion. Stop. In this part, wall, no perfect squadron. The llamas he plays will not be complete, so I had to adapt.
It has had a better look. We have made parts easier, and now it's our turn. There are fragments here. This part will be more entertaining.
This piece is very important because it will lead us into the sink, and it is also very complicated because it has incisions on both sides. Since at this stage we will leave the remains of other fragments, we will use them as markers for cutting tests. So you don't have to ruin the whole thing. Here we see the entrance to the sink already. We also see that the wall is not square. The outline of irregular parts must be marked. We go into the bathroom and take effect immediately. In the part we see now, we leave some space separated from the wall so that there is room for the material to expand.
Now we touch on a furry topic.
It's ascending. Shielded entrance door.
Because the space below it is very fair. Once taken out, we see the system. Lift her up, the doors open every time. These cylinders are suitable. So they made some for me.
Brass special washer.
We put them on it.
Hinges and lifts.
They can also be purchased, although they are. It's hard to find this level.
It's perfect now.
Sukalo in the corridor. We chose to paint it in a clearer tone than he did. The soil and the fact is that it left a lot behind.
We have paved the floor.
In the wash basin and hallway.
Here we see that it looks very good.
Now it's time to put it in the kitchen. But if we don't offer solutions, do we have a corner table to move?
The ground will be loaded.
It's like it has to be placed.
The floor under the base.
Kitchen furniture. Where are the refrigerator and detachable dinner? I suggest you take a look at the video of how I made it.
Finally, I also left the link.
Are we going?
Took something away, some like a corner bank, just took it apart.
So only...
To help lift the refrigerator, I bought this furniture lifting device, which has a platform with wheels and levers for lifting furniture. But in the end, the invention proved to be a complete failure, and I had to manually remove the refrigerator and walk through the corridor in great fear, where I had laid vinyl floors, and I was afraid of damaging it, but it must be said that it was not damaged in any way. I took things out of the screwdriver. We took her away. Finally, I took the lid off the kitchen furniture. Then they can re-enter without any problem. I cut them with a saw. Notice?
Because they are melamine plates.
They have no problem cutting. Everything was removed, and we first vacuumed the whole floor. Then used cleaning vinegar. This is as effective as the cleaning alcohol we have seen. It must be said that the ideal is to have a few open boxes.
And take action.
Such a mixed part. We should have them too. The temperature is higher than the room. Let's put them in. Before I started, I realized that this work came from the corridor.
And 2 millimeters. A detour will make everything go well. Wrong. So Quito.
Let's start with placement.
This song.
These are all
Easier to place.
We just need to think about it. Put them together. Now let's take this. The complicated fragments we saw at first.
This is a little deviated.
Here we see how good it is.
And this part here is a space.
Expand by 1 cm.
Because it will be covered in the refrigerator, it will not become ugly.
The furniture section in the corner. Will we come up with another, more aesthetically pleasing solution?
So as not to damage the ground.
With detachable rack.
We don't have the weight of a refrigerator.
Bought this protective plastic.
Place.
Now we have reinstalled the rack. If you want to watch the video, finally I left the link
In the description?
It's time to put the refrigerator in place. I don't want to damage the floor. Besides, I found out where the thread was. Flat screw entry. They happen to come from... Therefore, it built a platform with wheels for the refrigerator to make it easier to move. Interestingly, as we can see, put it on the platform.
But once used,
Help, this is sewing.
After these events, we return to the theme of laying tiles. We move the corner bank and have a space to make it beautiful. Let's draw 1 centimeter from the wall with this gray picture. So he licked her, it will lean on it and may expand. We do this now, not on the floor.
To prevent paint from sticking together and slipping.
To prevent moving the table from damaging the floor, we will place these wheels, which can be fixed or fixed with screws.
It's time to finish the final ending.
I tailored them and realized that they had central nerves.
Can twist them to the ground.
What makes it? Should I buy expanded profile without expanded profile? Or can I buy them online? But I didn't know it at the time.
What about those for sale? I don't like them. They don't look like floors, whatever.
So use a saw.
Radial, be careful not to disturb this work.
I'm removing all his nerves.
Now we see that it has been well supported. And there is no problem.
We use alcohol and wipe the tiles well. We do the same thing at the entrance.
This is perfect.
We see these photos from above and above.
Then there is the final result.
If you like this video, I hope you like it. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. I usually reply soon. If you want to watch it, I will leave links to other videos. Greetings, see the video below.